service pros. Stop competing price. Start dominating value. This is the Pool Profit Pros podcast, your personal roadmap to $1 million money model for your pool business. The Pool Profit Pros podcast is a production of Pro Tough Products, a premium pool pro solutions provider since 2014. Let's face it, every pool service company has problems. Let's generate effective solutions together.
Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into section 3 now, scaling your operations. So if you've been following along, you've already done some heavy lifting.
That's right. You've hopefully moved past just chasing low-margin jobs.
Exactly. You've got that premium offer, the crystal clear commitment, all set up.
And your lead flow should be improving thanks to the audit strategy we talked about. Higher quality leads, pre-vetted.
So yeah, congrats on that. You made some really big strides. But there's always the next challenge, right?
Always. And this one's usually about capacity, operational capacity.
Yeah, you start hitting a ceiling. It's your time that becomes the bottleneck. You know, you can't personally keep juggling all the sales calls, the admin, scheduling, doing those high-level audits.
And still think strategically about growing the business to that $1 million mark.
Right. Your personal time ends up being the most expensive constraint in the whole system.
Mm-hmm. And this is where we have to talk about administrative leverage. It stops being optional, really. It becomes mandatory if you want to scale properly.
Okay, administrative leverage. Break that down a bit.
Well, the key shift, the really critical thing to grasp, is moving your business from being a liability.
A liability? How so?
Because it relies completely on you, your constant effort, your physical presence, if you get sick or want a vacation.
The whole thing grinds to a halt. Okay, I get it.
Exactly. You need to turn it into an asset, something that relies on its own systems, its own people, its own processes.
That distinction feels huge. Liability versus asset.
It is. If your business tanks the second you step away for 2 weeks, you don't really own a business. You own a high-stress job.
Okay, point taken. So building an asset, that's the mission here. How do we do that without breaking the bank?
That's the question. How do we add productive team members, system-driven help, affordably? And we're talking really affordably.
Like how affordably?
We're talking potentially under $5 an hour for some key roles. Or in some cases, effectively zero cost through smart automation.
Under $5 an hour, seriously.
Now let's see.
And zero. Okay, now you got my attention.
Thought I might. But before we dive into the how, let's tackle a big mental block first. It's that classic entrepreneur trap.
The if I want it done right, I have to do it myself mantra.
That's the one. It feels true when you're starting out, maybe, but it's absolute poison when you try to scale.
So what's the new mantra?
The new belief has to be something like, if I can do this task, someone else can definitely be trained to do it. And often they can do it more consistently, maybe even better, because they're focused just on that.
Okay, that's a big shift for a lot of owner-operators.
It is. But think about the cost of not delegating. You're literally capping your own income. If your time is worth, say, hundreds an hour doing those premium audits.
You can't afford to spend it on data entry or scheduling tweaks.
Exactly. You're acting like a $5 an hour clerk when you do that. It makes no sense. You're the specialist, the expert the client is paying top dollar for.
So protecting my high-value time is key.
It's everything. And that's the difference between owning a job and building an asset. When people talk about adding millions to their net worth through business, it's this skill delegation, systematization that makes the difference.
Getting other people or systems to do the work.
Precisely. Building a machine that churns out profit, whether you're personally filing the invoices or not.
Okay, mindset adjusted. Let's talk practical solutions. You mentioned real people first. The $5 an hour help.
Yep, the $5 an hour force multiplier, as we sometimes call it. For many pool pros, honestly, this is the quickest, highest leverage move you can make right now.
A force multiplier. I like that. So where do we find this help?
You tap into the global talent pool. Skilled, cost-effective remote talent, often overseas. We're not talking about cutting corners on quality.
I know.
No, we're talking about accessing markets where standard skilled administrative office work costs significantly less. Like, yes, as low as $5 an hour in some places.
Wow. $5 an hour for tasks that are currently stopping me from earning hundreds. That's
yeah, that's serious leverage.
It really is. So what specific tasks should be the first ones off my plate? What do I delegate immediately?
Okay, think high effort, low profit, administrative stuff. Things that need organization, communication, but absolutely do not need you physically there with a pool pole.
Got it. Like what?
Financial admin support is a huge one. Now, they're not signing the tax returns.
Right. Okay.
But they can handle bookkeeping entries, reconcile bank statements or receipts, organize documents for your accountant, maybe even basic payroll admin depending on the system.
Financial stuff, though. That sounds sensitive. Handing that off to someone remote, working for that rate. What about security?
Totally valid concern.
Yeah.
And crucial. You don't just hand over everything day one. You start small. You use secure cloud-based systems. Think QuickBooks Online, Xero, tools like that.
Okay.
And you set strict user permissions. They only get access to exactly what they need for their specific task, like maybe just entering receipts or categorizing expenses.
So limited access.
Limited access, definitely. And you always start with a small, low-risk test project first. Use good password practices, maybe a password manager. You build trust through successful, systemized steps, not blind faith.
That makes sense. Start small, limit access, test them out.
Want help putting these strategies into practice? We've got some great free resources to help you get moving in the right direction and speed your path to success. Check out the show notes for a link to all of our support resources.
Okay. What else can they take on?
Customer experience management. Think about all the time spent on follow-up. Delegate sending out those customer satisfaction surveys maybe 48 hours after a service. And critically, have them do the personalized follow-up calls or emails, specifically asking happy clients for online reviews.
Oh, that's huge. That takes so much time, but getting reviews is vital.
Exactly. It directly fuels your reputation and your referral engine, like we talked about before. Someone else builds that goodwill while you're out doing the high-value work.
Okay, I like that. Admin, customer follow-up. Anything else?
Lead flow preparation. Not closing deals, but the prep work. They can manage target market lists, do basic online research on potential clients or new neighborhoods, maybe even draft the basic proposal document using a template after you complete an audit. You review and finalize, of course.
So they're prepping the engine, making sure leads move smoothly towards that sales conversation with me.
You got it. They support the process, removing friction.
All right, I'm sold on the what. Now, the where. Where do I actually find these skilled $5 an hour virtual assistants?
Great question. Platforms like Upwork.com, Fiverr.com, those are excellent places to start.
Upwork and Fiverr.
Okay. But here's a tip. Don't search for pool service admin. You probably won't find much.
Right. What should I search for?
Search for virtual assistant, bookkeeping support, a customer service specialist, data entry clerk. Look for people based in countries with favorable exchange rates. The Philippines, parts of Eastern Europe, Latin America often have great talent pools.
Got it. Look for the skill, not the industry-specific title.
Exactly. And remember, the start small rule. Hire someone for a single defined low-stakes test project first. Maybe organizing a batch of digital receipts or compiling a list.
Test their communication, their reliability, speed.
All of it before you commit to ongoing hours. It's about finding a good fit, not just the cheapest rate, though the rate helps.
So the real strategy isn't just being cheap. It's about buying back my own expensive time. Paying $5 an hour to free up time worth 50 or 100 or more.
That's the core idea. You fill that capacity gap before you're drowning. You ensure your premium service delivery, the part the client really values, isn't bottlenecked by basic admin hassle.
Okay, that covers the human leverage. Really powerful. Now, you also mentioned a free team member.
Ah, yes, the second type of force multiplier. Automation, AI, and software tools.
The set it and forget it kind of help.
Well, maybe not totally forget it, but once set up, these tools can handle specific tasks repeatedly, consistently, at virtually zero marginal cost per task.
And you're saying this is essential for a premium model?
Absolutely non-negotiable, I'd argue. Remember why clients paid a premium. It's not just for clean water. It's for peace of mind, reliability, and an effortless experience.
They want it easy, no hassle.
Exactly. And technology is how you deliver that seamless professional feel instantly and consistently.
Okay, so how does automation tie into that premium pool service audit strategy we detailed before?
It underpins the whole front-end process. It acts as your gatekeeper and booking agent.
Gatekeeper?
Yeah. A potential lead hits your dedicated landing page for the audit. The automation can instantly qualify them, maybe based on zip code to ensure they're in your high-value service area.
Okay, filtering out the wrong fits automatically.
Right. And then most importantly, the system processes that $30 to $50 consultation fee right there via credit card to actually book the audit.
The paid consultation fee. You mentioned that range, $30 to $50. Why that specific amount? Seems kind of specific.
It is, and it's deliberate. It's what we call designed friction. It needs to be just enough money to make someone pause if they're not serious.
Weeds out the tire kickers.
Exactly. It eliminates probably 90% of the people who are just browsing, comparing prices, maybe hoping for a free quote. They won't pull out a credit card for $50 if they aren't genuinely interested.
But for the ideal client, the one actually looking for that premium, crystal clear commitment.
For them, $30 or $50 is nothing. It's a tiny investment to solve a potentially expensive pool problem and get expert advice. It signals their seriousness to you.
So it's a commitment check. Saves me driving out for free quotes that go nowhere.
Precisely. Saves you dozens, maybe hundreds of hours of wasted time over a year. The automation qualifies them, takes the payment, confirms the booking, all without you lifting a finger.
Okay, what kind of tech actually does this? What tools are we talking about?
You generally need a couple of core pieces. First, a good CRM, or ideally, specialized pool service management software. Something that handles scheduling and client data.
Got it. Like Jobber or Skimmer or others in that space.
Could be, yeah. Those often have scheduling and client management built in. Then you need to connect that to a payment processor. Stripe is a very common and easy one to integrate.
So the CRM scheduling software talks to Stripe to take the payment.
Right. And that system then handles the automated communication sequence.
Like confirmation emails?
Yep. Professional confirmation emails, appointment reminders, maybe 24 hours before, and this is really useful, sending out a pre-audit questionnaire automatically.
A questionnaire before I even show up?
Yeah. Ask about their current provider, their biggest frustrations, maybe ask for photos of their equipment setup. Basic info gathering.
So when I arrive for the audit, I'm not starting from scratch.
Exactly. You walk in pre-vetted, prepaid, and pre-briefed with key intelligence. It makes the audit itself far more efficient and focused. Saves a ton of time on site.
And the system never forgets to ask a question or loses the notes.
Consistency. That's a huge benefit of automation. And it doesn't stop there. Think post-audit follow-up. The system can automatically email that polished PDF report with your findings right after you mark the job complete.
Instant delivery. Nice.
And it can handle sending out specific gap analysis messages later. Subtly highlighting where their old provider was falling short compared to the standards you just demonstrated. Keeps reinforcing your value.
Wow, okay. That's a lot more efficient than me trying to remember to send everything manually.
It's a massive efficiency gain. The admin work behind your premium offer becomes consistent, professional, and fast. And remember, for premium clients, fast often beats free.
Right. They're paying for speed and ease.
So by automating these steps, you ensure consistency, you save yourself dozens of hours every month, and you free up any human assistance, remote or local, to focus on tasks that actually need a human touch, not just clicking send.
Okay, this is making a lot of sense. It's about leveraging both people and technology.
That really is the core idea for this stage of scaling. It's not about grinding out 100-hour weeks. That's just buying yourself a harder, more stressful job.
It's about strategically offloading tasks.
Yes, shifting those tasks that drain your time but don't produce high hourly profit. Shifting them to either affordable remote helpers or to these instant, tireless automated systems.
And doing that creates the breathing room, the margin in both time and money.
To really focus on maximizing the value you deliver to those premium clients and building the business itself.
You're building that asset we talked about, a business that can generate serious profit without needing the owner involved in every single tiny step.
That's the path to real scale and, frankly, a better quality of life.
Okay, so we know who can help now, the $5 an hour remote talent, the free automation. But there's still a piece missing, right?
There is. Now that you know who can do the work, the next critical step is ensuring they know how to do it, how to deliver your service your way consistently.
Right, because hiring help is one thing, but training them effectively without spending all my time doing it, that's another challenge.
Exactly. What good is hiring someone if you have to spend 40 hours personally shadowing them?
Yeah, that defeats the purpose. So what's the solution there?
That's what we're tackling next time. We're going to talk about how to ditch the time-consuming old-school shadowing.
Okay.
And instead, build a simple, scalable system, largely using video, that can effectively clone yourself for training. Get new hires, whether remote admin or in-field techs, up to speed fast, consistently, and with much less of your direct time involved.
Clone yourself. I like the sound of that. All right, looking forward to it.
See you then.